Formula One is back this week, and by the end of this video, you will learn everything that you need to know for this weekend's Australian Grand Prix. Welcome to Track Limits, your Formula One show here on ATYL Media, hosted by me, John the Motorsport Enthusiast. Let's dive right into it. Starting with the track, Albert Park. It's fast, it's technical, and it has 14 corners, with 2 DRS detection points. DRS detection zone 1 is in sector 2 between turn 6 and turn 7, and DRS detection zone number 2 is in sector 3 between turn 12 and turn 13, totaling to 4 DRS zones, meaning plenty of overtaking opportunity if you have straight line speed. But don't be fooled, this is a true street circuit at heart. The bumps are brutal, grip is definitely a factor for these cars, and if you make one tiny mistake, well, you're going to end up in the barrier. Looking at some key overtaking zones, it starts at turn 1 and turn 3. A lot of times you see some late brake lunging going into these corners to try to make that pass, and you're going to see this weekend as well. Another great point to pass is in turn 11, and we've seen a lot of wheel-to-wheel action in the last few years. Also, turn 6 and turn 7 is one of those high-risk, high-reward corners. You may see some drivers trying to overtake there as well. The bottom line is that this track provides drama, it provides strategy, and some bold moves where you may see some chaos unfold. Now let's talk about the race schedule for this weekend and when you need to set your alarms. And let's be real, the Australian GP is absolutely brutal for anybody not in the Asia-Pacific region. Here's the full weekend schedule so you don't miss a thing. On Friday, March 14th, you have free practice 1 starting at 12:30 p.m. Australia time, which is 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time or 6:30 p.m. Pacific Time. Free Practice 2 starts at 4 p.m. local time, which is Australia time, or 1 a.m. Eastern Time, 1 a.m., or 10 p.m. Pacific Time. In Australia, when it is Saturday, March 15th, you have Free Practice 3 that starts at 12:30 p.m. local time, which is 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday, or 6:30 p.m. Pacific Time on Friday, with qualifying taking place on Saturday at 4 p.m. local time in Australia, at 1 a.m. Eastern Time, or at 10 p.m. Pacific Time on Friday night. Now let's move on to the race day. On Sunday, March 16th, the race will start at 3 p.m. Australia time. I'm going to make that note, 3 p.m. in Australia, which that means it's starting at 12 a.m. That's literally at midnight, Saturday going into Sunday, or 9 p.m. Pacific time on Saturday night. So yeah, if you're in the United States, you're probably going to pull an all-nighter for this race, or you're just going to go to sleep at like 2 o'clock in the morning. Trust me, this is the first race of the season. You don't want to miss it. I have my espressos ready. You better get yours ready too. Before we dive into this season and who I'm looking at, let's take a look back at last year's Australian GP, aka the race where Red Bull dominance absolutely crumbled from the start of the race. Max Verstappen, yeah, he was out early with a brake failure, which left the door open for Ferrari's Carlos Sainz. Just a couple weeks after he got his appendix removed, he went and won that race. And behind him was this guy, the guy that I have on my hat right now, Charles Leclerc, with McLaren's Lando Norris rounding out the top 3. Meanwhile, Mercedes had an absolute nightmare. Hamilton went out mid-race and George Russell also crashed out as well. Looking at the race as a whole, Max was fast, the Ferraris were fast as well, and Lando was right there on pace. So what should you expect to see on Sunday? Or I guess Saturday? Tires will be absolutely everything. Pirelli is bringing their softest compounds, the C3, the C4, and the C5s, and Albert Park destroys tires. So you're probably looking at a 2-stop strategy. Also, there is a pretty prominent safety car factor in this race. Melbourne is a magnet for incidents, especially going into turn 1. Someone always bends it. So the question isn't of if, it's just when. When will that safety car come out? A well-timed safety car or an ill-timed safety car could either make or break a driver's weekend. So that's going to be a key factor into this weekend's race. Also, expect teams to experiment with undercut, which means pitting early to gain track position. McLaren and Ferrari showed great tire life last year, so they may try to run long and overcut their opponent. Also, don't sleep on qualifying. While overtaking is still not the easiest, starting position is still key. Anyone outside the top 10 will definitely gamble on that pit and tire strategy. Okay, it's time for me to put my neck on the line. Here are my top 3 picks in no specific order for this weekend's race in Australia. First driver I'm going to talk about is Max Verstappen. He wants revenge. He's angry that Red Bull was showing pace last year until the brakes went out. So I think Max will definitely finish on the podium. The second driver I'm going to look at is Charles Leclerc. His long run speed looks great. Last year he finished in second place. They like this track. I see him going back-to-back podiums. And the third driver, which is going to be a little bit of a risky pick, but he's getting in the car that won this race last year. I'm going to go with Lewis Hamilton. He wants revenge from last year as well. Remember, he finished all the way in the back because of troubles. He didn't even finish the race. He wants to make a statement early. That car is going to have pace, and he's a 7-time champion. It's really just about, can he adapt to the car on this track well enough to put himself out front. So who do I want to win? I would love to see Lewis go out there and win in his Ferrari debut. And let me tell you, if Ferrari is in the mix at the end of the race, we could see one of the all-time great debut wins from Lewis. But enough with my predictions. What do you think? Who do you think is going to win this weekend's Australian Grand Prix? Is Red Bull going to correct that issue and Max is going to dominate? Or is it going to be maybe Lando Norris who's trying to pick off from where they left off in 2024? I think Lando is a great potential to definitely get on the podium and maybe even win this year. Or could it be Lewis? Or maybe Charles? Or maybe is this race going to completely unfold in turn one and maybe we see a Mercedes, maybe Kimi, maybe George, who knows? Drop your predictions in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this preview of the Australian GP and want to get more Formula One content all season long, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss another episode of Track Limits. Also, check out some of the other videos and other creators we have here on ATYL Media, spanning from IndyCar to NASCAR to all different kinds of motorsport. Thanks for watching, and make sure to tune into my full race recap going out next Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's see who can bring it home in Australia. I'll see you on Monday.